I'm going to take you through real estate agent fees in France. This is one of those topics I see people get wrong all the time. I see the advice that you should shop around for your real estate agent in France as they all charge different fees. Well, agents do charge different fees, but after you've watched this video, you're going to understand why that is just bad advice from someone who doesn't understand how the market works in France. Today, we're going to get it right. This is how I'm going to explain it to you. You, as the buyer, will always fund the fees. General market practice is that they should always be included in the list price that you see online. But there are some issues to be aware of that could give you a headache and cost you extra money down the line. Now, you might have seen listings where there are specific amounts of fees shown and other listings where it doesn't show a specific fee amount. I'm going to explain why. Broadly, there are two types of contract a seller can sign with a real estate agent. I'm going to refer to them as a buyer mandate and a seller mandate. The difference is in the contract it will say either the buyer pays the fees or the seller pays the fees. The price you see in the listing still includes the fee, whichever type of contract it is. There can be differences in the fee percentage between the two types of contract, but the price you see in the listing includes the fee. So why is the fee shown in some listings and not in others? Well, if it's a buyer mandate, then you as the buyer are protected by French consumer law, so the exact fee has to be shown. If it's a vendor mandate, it doesn't matter to you as the fee is between the real estate agent and the seller. The real estate agent does have to publish their fees on their website. It's called the barème. You don't know what they've actually charged though, as the seller might have negotiated a lower fee when they signed the contract. So to recap, fees should always be included in the list price you see, and you as the buyer will always fund the fees. Shop around for different agents for properties that you like, not based on their fees. Okay, so what is the sting in the tail that I mentioned right at the start? Well, I'll tell you. There could be a surprise for you if you're buying with a mortgage or when you come to sell with capital gains. Let's take a property with a list price of €1 million. Let's say the fee included in that is €100,000. So if it's a vendor mandate, the mortgage company would see the price of the house as €1 million. Obvious, right? If it's a buyer mandate though, the mortgage company might see the price of the house as $900,000, and then you would have to cover the extra $100,000 separately. Could make a real difference to you, and it could come as a surprise. Let's take this same 1 million property with 100,000 of fees. If you buy it for $1 million and then immediately sold it for $1 million, you haven't made a capital gain, right? Well, maybe you have. If you bought it under a buyer mandate, the original cost might be considered 900,000, and then you've got a gain that you might be taxed on. This is a very simplistic example, and I'm not trying to give tax advice, but just to illustrate a potential hidden fee. If you found out something new from listening, please do check out my free 30-minute webinar. I take you through some real-life case studies around 7 mistakes not to make when you're buying in France. If you're worried about costs and hidden fees, there's also a course you can register your interest in now at FrenchPropertyFocus.com. Thank you for listening.